After that, you need to push for the why. Make them argue for their dream, right? After you've reframed the objection, it's time to get them to persuade themselves. I call this pushing for the why. This is where you remind them what's really at stake and have them verbalize why they won't let this stop them. It flips the dynamic of the call. For example, you could say something along the lines of like, look, you could walk away and be like so many people who let the fear of spending money stop them from ever achieving their dreams. But honestly, do you want to be one of those people? This question hits deep. The prospect will almost always respond, no, I don't. Now, you dig one layer deeper, well, why not? Suddenly, they start telling you their reasons because I promised myself I'd succeed, because I don't want to be stuck in the same place next year. Now they are selling themselves on the solution. They're literally voicing why their early objection, like the fear of investing money, is not going to hold them back. By pushing for their why, you turn the objection moment into a powerful affirmation of their goals, and the prospect reaffirms their commitment and practically convinces themselves that moving forward is the right choice. Lastly, you need to push them towards action. Get them to outline the next step. So you're finally turning that renewed commitment into a concrete action. The last step is straightforward, but incredibly effective. Ask them what they feel they need to do next. It might sound like, all right, so what do you think you need to do now to become the guy making 15K a month? Then stop talking and just let them answer. Typically, if you've done everything up to this point, you'll hear them say something like, well, I need to just go for this and sign up, or I need to invest in myself and do this. When they say the solution in their own words, it's game over in a good way. They've chosen their path forward voluntarily. There's no gimmick or sleight of hand. They're literally telling you they want in. This is really powerful psychologically. People are much more likely to follow through on a decision that they feel they made rather than one they were, talked into. By pushing for action in their words, you're letting them cement the decision internally. At this point, you can simply warmly agree, that's great, let's do it, right? And finalize the details. No hard sell needed because they've already sold themselves. So now you have it. You have discovery, pitch, and objections all tied together into a full system. We went through each part step by step, and I gave you some word for word. Hey, real quick. So if you are in high ticket sales and you are absolutely struggling with discovery, you don't know what to do during objections, or just your pitch is a little bit shaky overall, if you are having issues when it comes to taking money from your prospects, I want to help you. So what I want to show you is basically an entire school community that I have of closers who are there to excel and there to do better. So if you want help from discovery, pitch, objections to just general key skills, follow-up, referrals, anything that you can think of, landing roles when it comes to real sales mastery, there is help for you in this free school community. And then there's also essentially a calendar of coaching calls that you can actually join as well, where we will help you directly to improve your sales. We'll role play, we'll do call reviews, pretty much everything that you would need to be successful in sales. Okay. So if you want to join that, you'll also be able to see some of my live sales calls. Just click the link below and I'll see you there. Bye-bye.